Good evening. My name is Dr. James Owens, and we're going to go over some leadership skills that I know that will help you as you apply them to your organization, whether you're a principal of a school, a teacher in a class. It doesn't matter where you are. Leadership is leadership no matter where we are. And believe it or not, we are all leaders in some capacity. And I just want to say I represent CEO, founder of Dare to Dream. Please go to the website when you can. We have a lot of great information there. Dare2dreamlive.com. That's dare, the number two, dreamlive.com. And so these five elements I know will help your the growth in your whether you're a father or mother, or even a sister or brother. This leaders, everybody's a leader, and I just want to stress that right now before we get into this teaching. You just have to develop that leadership, and as you develop it, you become better. You become better as a person. You become better as an individual, and whatever sphere of life that you're in, from being a parent to being out on the job, you're able to communicate more effective. You're able to be more conscious of where you are with people. So the five essential leadership skills that we're going to discuss today are setting the right example in being a leader. That's number one. And number two, conscious development of your leadership skills. And I think, I know for a fact that when you're conscious of your development, you're always reading books, you're always conscious of how you talk, the way you carry yourself, wherever you are. You're conscious of others that are watching you, because believe it or not, we are always being watched, okay? From our children to our neighbors, and we always want to set the right example and the right tone in society, period, okay? So the third thing is having a positive attitude. Having a positive attitude is huge, because the way you look at life, the way you look at yourself is very important. If you look at yourself from a negative attitude, from a negative perspective, then that's the way you'll lead. That's the way you'll lead in your home. That's the way you'll lead on your job. That's the way you'll lead in society. So it's very important that you have a very positive attitude about yourself. Okay. Then the fourth one is to seek and take responsibility for your actions. You know, so many people, they want to play the blame. I call it the blame game. When something happens, they don't want to take responsibility for what has happened in their lives and on their job. Sometimes we want to blame others for things that we're responsible for. So we must take responsibility for the people and for the situations that are under our guidance. Okay, the fifth one is get to know your team. You know, it's very important that you get to know the people that are around you. You can be living in the same house, and so many families, they live together, but they really don't spend time with one another. It's so important that you get to know the people, especially the people that you live with. That means taking time out to spend time with your sons, your daughters, your wife, especially. Okay, for those of you that are married, and for those that have children, you must find time to spend time with your children. So let's start with setting the right example and being a leader. How important is that? How many of us has been in situations where our leaders did not set the right example? In other words, they didn't have the integrity. They said, do as I say, not as I do. Now, we've heard that cliche, but that is a very bad motto to live by, because people are going to do what you do, not what you say. 70% of communication is through body language and through what we do. So it's very important that you exercise integrity and lead by example. If you want things to be done right with your team members and your subordinates, they have to see you doing it right. Here's some things that you can practice in being a good leader. Number one, be on time. In the military, I've been in the military for 20 years, and they say when you're on time, you're too late. So it's best to, if you struggle with being on time, always be there 10 or 15 minutes early. If you're there early, you don't have to worry about trying to get there on time. In some instances, be there 30 minutes early, because you have time to relax. You have time to set things in order, especially if you're teaching a class or if you're giving an instruction or whatever you're doing. If you get there early, then you don't have to worry about being on time. Okay, the next one, be a good role model. What does being a good role model mean? That means saying the right things and doing the right things when no one else is around. But not only when no one else is around, which is integrity, but to do the right thing when people are watching you. I think it's important to set the right standard. Standards are important. I heard my grandmother used to say that you want to start out like you want to hold out. So it's important that you start off right. And then I want to implicate this. I want to throw this little element in there to follow the rules. What are the rules? Everything has a handbook. When you purchase something in the store, the toy department, or you purchase a juice or whatever you purchase at a store, it has instructions. And so it is in life. So it is on your job. There's a handbook that we almost follow. In the military, we had doctrines that we had to know. We had to know doctrines. So it's important that as leaders that we follow the rules. Find out what the rules are and follow the rules as much as possible. There will be times that we can't follow the rules all the time, but I think that it's important to have the right mindset and have the right moral fabric and ethical structure in your mind that you are striving to always do the right thing. It's very important. And then the last thing, you want to lead by example. You want to set the example by leading by example, by doing the right things at the right time. So these are some of the first steps in setting the right example, being a leader. For one, being on time. Two, being a good role model, which remember this, that someone's always watching you. When you take shortcuts, somebody saw it. Never think that people don't see what you're doing. People are always watching. In your home, on the job, where you're pumping gas, in the grocery store, people are always watching, okay? And lead by example, the final third example with that. The first one is setting the right example. And also, let's go to the second one. It says continuous development of your leadership skills. Number two, continuous development of your leadership skills. Now, how do you develop your leadership skills? We're so fortunate to live in a day and age where we have technology, we have online. I mean, you can learn so much just through YouTube. So many topics that you can learn on leadership on the YouTube channel. Or better yet, if you're a leader and you're experiencing leadership, create your YouTube channel. Everybody has access to information through technology, even taking online classes on leadership. There's so many organizations out there that you can take online courses and even get credit for them online. Or even go to your local junior college and take a course on leadership. There are courses that you can take. There are organizations that you can get involved with, especially with the young generation joining the military like I did. There's so many things, going to college, so many things that you can do to develop your leadership skills. And also join your local Chamber of Commerce has a lot of great teachings on leadership, okay? Understand your own attributes and your limitations. This is very important because we are all gifted in different areas. There are many tests that you can take to find out where your gifts are. It's no sense in you wasting time focusing on areas that you're really not gifted in, right? It's nothing wrong with knowing a little bit of everything, but you really want to spend a lot of time developing your innate potential, right? Your innate potential. Some of you are great writers. Some of you are great speakers. Some of you teach well. So find out what you're good at and strengthen those areas. Get skillful, get proficient, get efficient, become knowledgeable in your area of expertise, okay? And always, the second one under this is always remain a student. That means you stay humble, you stay hungry, you stay teachable. Anytime you get to the point where you think you've arrived, you stop learning. Come on, you stop growing. So it's important that you remain a student. Always be in a mode that you're a student. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have on a topic or a subject, there's always room for growth. Remember that. There's always room to get better because we never become perfect in anything. Never. I mean, we can always make something a little bit better. So always stay hungry by remaining a student, okay? And invest in your own personal growth and development. This is a third element with this. You must invest in yourself. You must invest in purchasing books to read. You must invest in going to seminars. You must invest in your personal hygiene, your confidence, your confidence. I'm gonna call it your confidence account. It's just like your checking account. That means you got to invest in your personal appearance, right? Come on, listen. You got to invest in your natural abilities, your physical abilities, anything that helps you to be a better leader. You got to invest in your health, your emotional health, right? That's very important. You have to have me time. You got to invest in your physical health. That's very important. You got to have time to exercise and decrease the stress in your life. And then you have to invest in your nutrition is very important. Eating the right things. All of these are essential in you being the best version of yourself so that you can go out and help others at a supreme level in life. And this starts from home to the job, to church, to wherever you go to socialize. You want to be a leader and you want to always think of serving others. That's what leadership is really about. Having the servant mindset that you want to go out here and make a difference on the planet. All right. So let's go to our next one, and that is having a positive attitude. You know, I say this all the time. I say this. I love this quote. When life throws you lemons, turn around and make some lemonade. When life throws you to the wolves, come out leading the pack. And you know what? Life happens to us all, you know, but listen, it's all in how you view things that happen to you, or to myself. If you have a victim mindset when things happen to you, then you always look at challenges as you being picked on. Well, you know, life always happens. Life happens to everybody that's on the planet. We're going to have some challenges in life, but that does not mean that you embrace the victim mindset. You got to look at challenges in life as opportunities for you to be stretched, opportunities for you to get better, opportunities for you to get stronger, opportunities to make you grow. It's just like a gym. When you go to the gym, if you don't push your body and you don't push yourself, you're not going to grow very much. You've got to be willing to be pushed and be pressed and understand with the right mindset that, hey, I can get through this, right? I can make it. I can take it. I can get through. This is making me better. This is making me smarter. This is making me stronger. And this is making me a better person. So it's all about your perception in life, how you view challenges. View challenges and adversity as opportunities to get better, as opportunities to grow. This is how we should view life. We should have a mindset, I often say, of a lion or an eagle. You know, a lion, when he goes through the jungle, he looks at everything as lunch. How do you look at life? Do you look at life when you wake up in the morning? Oh, another day. Or do you look at life, hey, I'm excited that I'm alive. I'm excited because I got some great ideas, some things, some challenges, some things I want to do. And today is going to be a great day. So you want to have a positive mental attitude. And then the next one, the fourth one, is seek and take responsibility for your actions, good, bad, or indifferent. You never want to live life where you're blaming others. Take full responsibility for your actions and own up to the positives and the negatives. You know, if you make mistakes, own up and say, hey, listen, I made a mistake. Own it. And then if it's necessary, make amends for that mistake. If you've offended somebody, say, hey, listen, my bad. You know, I was upset or whatever, and would you forgive me? You know, own up to your shortcomings, own up to your mistakes. If you misjudge something on your job, say, hey, listen, I misjudged that. I'll fix it. And in fact, I'll make it better. And you make it better. So in life, if you take responsibility for your actions, you're never blaming other people. And people will respect you for that. When you go through life and you blame other people, you blame other circumstances, that's not good because you begin to get a bad reputation, not with others, but mainly yourself. And you'll go through life shifting the blame to other people. So you don't want to do that in life. You want to own up to your actions, whether good or bad. Take responsibility and own it, okay? And that will make you a much better leader as time goes on. Because you know what, in life, I love it. You know, I've heard many successful people say, fail forward, don't fail backward. Every time you fail, guess what? You're learning something different every time you fail. In fact, you learn more when you fail than when you're having all the success, because so you can learn from your mistakes, okay? The last one is whomever you're leading in life, get to know your team. It's imperative that you get to become intimate in knowing your team, knowing the people that you're leading. Spend time with them. Take them to lunch. Go to lunch. Have intimate talks. Find out what your employees like. Get to know them on an individual basis. Get to know who their wives are, their children are, you know, birthdays and all of that. When you take time to really get to know the people in your sphere of influence, this becomes an emotional attachment where people feel like you really care about them. And this is what I call servant leadership. You become a servant to the people that you guide. You don't walk around with this big chip on your shoulder like I'm the boss. No, listen, you know what? You don't want to, when your employees, when you leave, they say, oh, he's really a jerk. He's really, he's not in tune with me as a person. You want to be liked in the sense that you're respected because you care about people. And this also goes in your home. When you are in your home, you want it to be a pleasant atmosphere where your wife or your children or your husband or your sisters and your brothers, they feel good about you, because you are getting to know them and you spend quality time with the people that you're around. Okay. So listen, this concludes the 5 essential steps or 5 essential tactics and strategies that I believe will help you if you implement them. And remember this, as you're building yourself as a leader, it takes time, step by step. I say, how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite. A 1,000-mile journey is one step at a time, okay? So this is Dr. Owens. Listen, we're here to help you be the very best version of yourself. Dare to dream. Go to our website, dare2dreamlive.com. God bless you, and we'll be bringing more content to you real soon. Take care.